At what point does an indie game stop being an indie game? Well, I think we've actually found that with the first Nepo Baby Indie game, Mixtape. So today we're going to be diving into that. What actually is Mixtape? Is it even a game? But let's get into it. This is DLC, a finance podcast for gamers.
So this is the most amazing, probably the line where you find out that a game should be a movie. So this is gonna be quite the review of a game. We're gonna be very nice, very evil, even though the folks behind this game are very powerful in some sense. We're just gonna get real with it because we are gamers and we're here to talk about real video games. And sometimes something comes along that you just got to talk about it, even though it may not be what it appears to be.
Yeah. I think that's a really good way to put it because I think let's just be honest. It really seems like Mixtape is a video game or is a music video that is pretending to be a video game. Like it looks visually good, the animation looks pretty good, um, but the gameplay is not really there. The thing that everyone's talking about is the music. The music seems incredible. It has more like licensed music in it than most AAA games these days, but it's just really lackluster. And yeah, I said this to Romans as we were preparing for the episode. I don't know why anyone would buy this game when you can just watch it on YouTube. The whole thing's free on YouTube, so I don't
Well,
know. I don't get
it
it.
it's kind of funny. If it is a movie, it should be on Netflix. And if it's a game, somehow it ends up on YouTube and you can just watch it for free. But I think it's best if we just play the trailer real quick. Even though the
Yeah.
most funniest gameplay part is behind you right now. You
What
can't
it?
see
Oh,
it.
what the heck
Oh,
is
you
going
can't
on?
see it?
I
That
can
that's
see.
that's one of the few times the game it's actually a game. But the timing of
God.
that is too much. And there you go. You know what's funny? So what's behind him is the actual gameplay of the game. And what you just witnessed is the one part that's probably a game, and it already is over. So back to watching your movie. But we're gonna go. We're gonna stop watching him in the background and actually watch the trailer in the background. And before I hit play, we're gonna be only watching it at the 1 minute 40 mark because actually, this game, the trailer looks really good. If there was actually gameplay behind this trailer, I think you'd be happy, and I think that's kind of where the
Mm.
sentiment went sideways. But we're gonna start at minute 40 because it's really good at it minute 40. It's just not so good after that. But I want to capture something that resonates with what Scruffy just said. So here we go. Here's the trailer, and let's go.
The teenage experience is unobtainable.
Trio of young adults have driven a shopping cart onto the island.
Okay, these are like no joke
Okay.
fans and
Okay, something's
artists.
happening. Almost. Almost. Woo! Back in business, baby.
Love sells everything.
And that secondary title, nothing but the hits.
They're good company.
So, yeah, so if you saw, the reason why I played it there is no game has that much of a heavy roster. And if you could get that level of music in any video game, it's going to
Yeah.
sell. Because attached to those songs are so much nostalgia, memory. And what this game really does is it takes one of the biggest tricks you would do if you weren't famous, if successful. You take other people's and lead into it. So this game is leading into the success of Smashing Pumpkins and literally so many
Iggy
other
Pop.
names.
Yeah.
Literally, there's probably 30 names in this thing. All these people have sacrificed their entire careers and energy to make such good music, and this game has it all. So why wouldn't you play it? But the problem is you don't really get to play much because it's almost a watching simulator. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and to Scruffy's note, the fact that you could actually watch the whole gameplay, you're really just watching a movie. So,
Yeah.
but we should probably. When do you dig into who actually made this game? Because I think it's kind of interesting, the folks behind it. Because one of the biggest surprises for me is I thought it was an indie game.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, that's good. We can get into it now. I wanted to talk a little bit about what the game actually is
okay, go for
before
that.
we get into who made it. But yeah, I mean, you kind of see a little bit of it in the trailer if you watch the whole thing, and you can see a little bit behind me. But it's very much like this teenager coming of age thing, very much '90s nostalgia, heavy loaded with the skateboards, the music, your not Walkman, but the CD Walkman, or is it still a Walkman? I don't remember.
The Walkman
Um,
is the brand.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you could get a CD Walkman. And I think you'll have this later, but like the packages they sent out to creators to promote this was a clinic on how to market a video game. It was absolutely amazing on what they did. Um, but it is very much like you said, like a watching simulator. Adds add pretty decent way to describe it because you're kind of there's not really any depth to the game at all. Like essentially when you break it down, the entire game is about three teenagers trying to find a way to get alcohol to bring to a beach party. And that is like pretty much the entirety of the gameplay, all the depth of the gameplay, and that's teenage shenanigans and stuff going on. But like, there's really no depth to it. Like, and we'll get into the ratings of this later. But like, the games that this is being compared to and put on the same level of, my goodness, it is wild how good people are saying this game is for basically just making a movie with some interactive elements.
So let's just watch this. Here, let me just make sure Scruffy could see it. Um, so we're just gonna watch this because I believe this is what every person who got this gift box of this game received in the mail. So let's just do it
Mm,
because it's pretty cool.
yeah.
Indie game, by the way, gave all this stuff.
Yeah,
That skateboard's so cool. Love those finger
that
skateboards.
is cool. Never got into it, but it's pretty cool. The fact that you get like a retro headset like that is so cool, though.
But not just the retro, like that custom CD player that he just put the thing into.
Yeah,
That is just so neat.
yeah.
What a vibe.
Can I buy this instead of the video game?
You know, to be I know you're saying it's a joke, but I would literally want it. I still have CDs. I'm old enough to have CDs, so
Yeah.
so that is an indie gift box to people that they selected to basically review their game, stream it, do whatever. And it's just so neat. Like I think it's super cool. But man, what a good. There is no indie game. Truly, the problem is they can't. They wanted to come subversive and be this indie game. No
Hmm.
indie place has that kind of marketing package. That gift box
No.
has at least cost sub around 100 to 150, somewhere in that range. I don't know how they mass
Yeah.
produced it. Maybe they got a deal on production, on producing it. But man, mixtape. If you see this video, you can send me one of those, and I'll delete this video. I'll delete it. Probably not, but I'll delete it.
Yeah, and the thing that's the most crazy about this is we'll get into who made it, and I'll probably let you take lead a little bit there. But like the instant the trailers and stuff like this came out, people were instantly calling it like, "Oh, this is game of the year. This is like going to be. It's artistic. It's emotional. It's the perfect indie game. This is like." The next Life is Strange for our generation, and like there's no actual gameplay for this movie. Like it really is a movie that has like very very few interactive elements, but it's and I think the reason everyone's getting it so high praise is because of the people who are actually behind it that made it. So it's a small Australian studio, but I know Romans has some thoughts about the people who are really behind this game.
Didn't we do an episode? Well, I'll get into it. So the company behind this game is Annapurna Interactive. The owner of Annapurna Interactive, of this small little this tiny little indie company, it's just very tiny. The owner is Megan Ellison, and that name probably doesn't mean much to you unless you're like totally in the know. But her dad is Larry Ellison, and do you know who Larry Ellison is? The stinking co-founder of Oracle Corporation. Oracle. And didn't we just do an episode about Oracle doing layoffs? Am I crazy? I'm pretty sure we did an episode where they laid off like 3,000 people, and it was less than 5% of their total employees.
Mm.
Like, think about how big a company has to be. You can do the math. I'll let you do the math at home for you math wizards out there. 3,000 layoffs. Pretty sure it was less than 5% of the company. And their record profit seeking year. They had a great year in profit. Oh my goodness. Still
Record
dealing.
breaking profits.
Wow, that's a tongue twister. Maybe I should make a movie. I mean a video game. Oh wait, a movie. I mean a video game. I'm confused. So the dad is this billionaire dude, and that's how this small little indie game had to have had the connections to get all this sick music. Because anyone like me, like in another relationship, we're trying to secure music, and I won't say who because maybe it could still happen. It has been terrible. It has been so hard. And something I didn't know, and I'll say it in this episode, is that I didn't realize how much Universal owned in music.
Mm.
Universal, the parent company of Universal Studios, the theme park, Universal, they own literally, I want to say it feels like 90% of every song you've ever heard in the Western audience. I don't know how it works globally. They probably own globally too. But at least from a Western sense, any song you've ever heard, it almost feels like 9 out of 10 chances Universal owns it. And the
Mm.
negotiations we were going through to secure the music for a video game, I still think it's still negotiating, and it's definitely been over 2 years. I don't know if it's been 2 years. So for
Gosh.
us who don't have Daddy Larry Ellison around and don't have those types of connections, and I'm sure Megan Ellison has done something. She can't possibly just be lying around doing nothing. There's no way, right? She's a billionaire's daughter. She probably has done something.
Hmm.
It's taken 2 years for someone with no connections to almost negotiate licensing with music. And our list of songs, actually our list of songs was pretty long too. It was around 20 songs, and it was in a specific demographic. But again, I'll keep that somewhat private. So if it works out, you'll be like, oh wow, I never knew. What a surprise. But yeah, we need these types of connections. That's crazy. So we're pretty sure this is a Nepo project. I don't know if you said there were Nepo yet, but she's definitely a Nepo baby, which most people hate on Nepo babies, but I'm not a Nepo baby, but I believe that you got to lean into your strengths. Everyone is
Hmm.
born with certain buffs and debuffs in this world. Some people are born 6 foot tall like myself. Some people are, built, born with athletic genes like myself. And then others aren't. Others are stuck below 6 feet tall. What a bunch of losers. I wouldn't know. Right? Like Scruffy, he's below 6 feet. That guy's a tiny little guy. But us
Uh-huh.
us tall guys, you're just born in certain buffs. You just lean into it. You play basketball, you play football. Clearly, you go varsity in high school and college, and you just roll with it. Like it's not her fault. She can't control who she was born, which family she's born into. But you
Yeah.
can make fun of the results given, and I think that's what
Hmm.
mixtape is. Mixtape is a running joke because you used all this power and connection to make. How long did you say the game is? Did you say?
Somewhere between 2.5 and 3.5 hours.
no way in video game history, except for very few limited in today's world. If you go back to when I was a kid, totally makes sense. But in the year 2026, there's absolutely no reason a game should be 2 to 3 hours, and you call it a game, and it
Yeah.
like the amount of gameplay. And I'll tell you the biggest problem with this game, is from what I've watched, there literally is almost no gameplay. And
Hmm.
in video gaming, there's a concept called win conditions, right? Like, which is very, very obvious. But there's victory conditions and failure conditions. This game barely struggles in failure conditions. And you'd say, why? Why does that matter? You play video games to not have the failure condition occur. And when you play a
Yeah.
video game with no failure conditions, almost none, you aren't playing a video game. And that's why we're all making fun of it. That's why me and Scruffy are all bent over here. Although we didn't really talk about the best part, because I think there's a part that I'll let Scruffy say about how it was reviewed by somewhere else, or some other thing. I'll let him talk
Yeah.
about that. But uh, if a video game comes across our gaze, if we catch whiff, if we smell something called a game and has as little gameplay as this supposed game, we're gonna dunk on you because it's not a
Yeah.
game. It just it's better for you to call it a movie with light gaming elements, and don't you dare
Hmm.
sell it. Make it free on the internet and just let people watch it. This is not, you did not make this game to make a profit. And if you did, you need more business savvy people behind you, not just artistic people, because everything about this game artistically looks really nice. Like, I don't think
Yeah.
anyone can say anything negatively about the way it visually looks.
No,
It
100%.
it so
Other than that one scene.
Oh, with the tugs, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. So it's visually good. Its audio is really good. Its gameplay is deplorable, almost offensive. But go, take it away, Scruffy.
Yeah,
how was this
because
game received to the public?
this is what really rubs me the wrong way is, oh my gosh, the second this game came out, it was 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, best game of the year contender. And I mean, no one really respects IGN at this point. Like, their reviews are a joke. I was watching, it's funny, I was watching an IGN review of a game, and I went to the comments, and it was literally like, oh, I don't respect IGN at all. I must watch their review so I can dunk on it. So like, people are watching these reviews literally as a meme. But like, the instant this game dropped, they gave it a 10 out of 10, which they have only given like 10 indie games in history a perfect 10. These are games like Hades, Hades 2, Undertale, Hollow Knight, Stardew Valley, like massive games that are completely changing the way games are made. Like Stardew Valley has completely changed how the farming simulator, those type of games work. Hades is just one of the all-time best roguelite games out there at this point. Supergiant has absolutely crushed it. Uh, Hollow Knight and Silk Song are some of the best Metroidvania games out there right now. Like, really, really amazing games. And then at the same time, there's like, oh, here's this little fun movie that is also one of the best games. This is probably going to be one of the contenders for Game of the Year after you play it one time for 2.5 hours, because there's no replayability. Like, if you once you experience the story once, that's it. And then if you want to hear the music again, you just pull up the mixtape on Spotify and listen to that instead of playing the game.
Yeah, it's a real tough game, and we're not even dunking on the other else. We haven't even, you know what? We shouldn't even talk about the story elements. We don't even need to. We are better than that, unless you want to. But we the actual story of these dudes trying to secure alcohol. The whole game is a 24-hour period, like in game time, not obviously because you can
Hmm.
you can finish the game. You can actually finish this game faster than watching a movie. I think that's so funny, which really shows you the movies are getting really long, by the way. But they've been long ever since Lord of the Rings. I feel like the camel's back's been broken. Like, oh, you know what? These long movies are a
Mm.
good thing. Let's make all of them 3 hours. Let's have them sit in a theater and never leave. Uh, but yeah,
Yeah.
so uh, I think that when you come across the again her dad, who it is, Of course you're gonna give it a 10 out of 10. Can you imagine IGN? They probably even got a call from Larry, Mr. Ellison called up Mr. IGN. Hey, you bunch of scammers. My daughter made a video game. Guess what you're gonna rate it? You know, you don't have to be that obvious in the business world. Probably just sent them like 20 gift boxes. Probably sent them 20 to 30 of those of that epic sick welcome box. And they're like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, who and you do it doesn't take much. You look up Annapurna Interactive. Who's that? You see a Megan Ellison. You can just Google Ellison anywhere. You're gonna get the dad's name to
Yeah,
pop
sweet.
up, and then it's a 10 out of 10. Best game. I think the review for 10 out of 10. It literally said it changed his life. Something along those lines. He said that this is the
Yeah.
best game of his life. And I think for IGN, there's too many artsy fartsy kids in there, and not enough real gamers. Because I think as an artsy fartsy
Yeah.
person, like as it's been playing behind you, it really has that nostalgia vibe to it. It has such a great 90s, early 2000s vibe to it.
Mm-hmm.
But again,
Getting your slushy.
yeah. Yeah, like who if you haven't made your own 7-Eleven slushy, hashtag not an ad. It is super fun. Look, you're even combining so hey, you're missing it out again. You're missing out again on real gameplay. Think about what the failure condition of this is. There is no failure condition because it's okay to spill. Just like in real life it's okay to spill. There's no failure. You succeed making that slushy no matter what. But in a real video game, if you don't pour right, you can do it all over again. And do it right. There's no wrong answer there. You can make that slushy whatever you want. And it just goes back to the storyline where everything's right. Whatever you do,
Yeah.
whatever you do is right.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think this is showing that there's like I don't think this is going to be the only, Nepo style game to be made, and I think it really depends on the people that make it. Like you said, like there is potential for people who have this type of capital who want to make a passion project game that actually could be really good. Like there is the possibility of someone who wants to sink a decent amount of money into a game that is something that they love that could be really good. But at this point, you kind of have two different types of indie right now. You have the real indie games, which is, small teams, limited to no marketing. You don't get, put on the front page of Xbox the second the game is dropped. You have to survive off of people finding the game, giving reviews of the game. And then you have the Nepo Baby prestige indie game where you have guaranteed influencers who are going to play the game, talk about the game, probably gas up the game, even if it's not necessarily good. You're going to be able to be put on display easily with showcases. And if you put out a really good game, there's potential for it to be, to be taken and run with it. But for the most part, like if you kind of just put out your A24 film project as a game, like I don't think gamers are going to get behind that because gamers are not idiots. We see through that crap.
Absolutely, absolutely. So if you want to play the greatest game released in the month of May, it ain't this one. But hey, if you can't find that game, you can play this one. I think it's $20. I think the price of it is $20 if I'm not mistaken. So at least
Yeah, or you can just watch it on YouTube.
yeah, you can watch it on YouTube. But at least it's the price of a movie ticket, which is kind of a slam on movie ticket prices. By the way, I took my kids to see Mario Brothers 2, which was a really good movie, by the way. But my God, I was not ready for the like $80 price ticket to see a movie in a theater. And considering how awesome my house is, it's obviously my background. Like you can't see it, but behind that video game is a 90-something inch TV. I might just buy 200-inch TV and just never go to theater again. Cause my goodness, I have the wall space for it probably if my wife lets me. Anyways, before we run out of time, is there anything more you want to say before I surprise you with this hidden topic that you're gonna love before we wrap up
Oh
today's
boy.
episode?
Yeah. I just think
Okay.
I think I want to wrap up by saying like mixtape. It doesn't look bad. Like it's a well-made project. I can't call it a game, but it is a very well-made project. It looks good. The music is really good. They did a good job with it. But again, it goes back to kind of what we've been talking about the indie versus AAA is like you don't have a vision for why a gamer is going to want to play this game. Like I legitimately cannot understand why anyone would just not watch someone else play this or watch the gameplay on YouTube for free instead of going to Steam and paying $20 for 2.5 hours of quote unquote gameplay. So I think it bodes well in some ways for the indie space because it shows like a relatively small, very good team can make something visually stunning. But on the same point, like it just goes to show if you don't have a reason for gamers to play a game, even if it looks great, they're not going to play the game.
Yep, it's another. Well, IGA gave it a 10 out of 10. What's your rating of this game, of this alleged video game?
I, I haven't played it, so I can't give it a rating because I haven't played it, and I will never play it. I'm no interested in it. I might watch the movie maybe one day, but I mean, visually, it does look pretty amazing. And from what I've heard of the music, it's pretty good. You have that, 90s pop, punk, grunge a little bit too. So like that's kind of fun. So I'd like, yeah, it's fine enough. I'd probably give it an 8 or something like that. It doesn't look necessarily bad, but as a game, it's not a game.
Wow, we came to the same conclusion. So I was going to trick you and say, actually, as a game rating, it won't receive one because it doesn't have interactive game elements. It doesn't have quality victory and failure conditions to solicit
Mm-mm.
a rating as a game. But as a movie with light interactive elements, I was going to give it a high number too. I was going to give it like an 8. Probably
Yeah.
a 7 because I know the story. The story is it's not my cup of tea, so I'd lower it just because.
Yeah.
But that's subjective. Some people might really resonate with the story, right? I'm not a girl, so how if you're a dude, maybe, or if you're a girl, you're like, oh my god, that's my story. You're in the late '90s, early 2000s, you'd be like that. Anyway, so yeah, okay. So at end of the day, Mixtape is a beautiful movie with light interactive elements, and we hope you enjoy that style of content. There's everyone has their style of interaction, so if that's your team, but it ain't ours. Two dudes on internet, pretty obvious. Uh, all right, so moving on to next topic, we're gonna go back to another screen because you can't even see this. Although I just realized I'm gonna copy and paste it to you right now. So here we go. We're
Oh
day
boy.
trading again, guys. We are back to day trading. I'm gonna copy and paste this so Scruffy has a chance to witness it, and you can witness his reaction wholeheartedly. So this is our day trading for the month of May so far. Obviously, actually, it's pretty up to date. Uh,
Yeah.
it's only a couple days off. So as you can see, since we've last spoken, assuming Scruffy doesn't have a recommendation today for a stock for me to buy, you can see that in day trading for the month of May, we're up $2,000. We're roughly investing around $10,000. You can see pretty much positive numbers on every day except for Tuesday. On the 11th is pretty much doesn't really count because on the 11th we made $4 whopping dollars.
Yeah, 100% return on $4. That's amazing.
Yeah, yeah. And then you could see on the 12th we had a negative day, negative $467. And then you see a bunch of positives, right? A lot of healthy numbers, 500 plus numbers, and then the 14th was $142. So I was talking with our guy about it. It's just like because I was wondering last week there's almost no trades except for 2 days. I'm like, oh, were you on vacation? Did you take the day off? And he gave me a very mature answer that I really loved, and I didn't even know that's a thing. He said I had no indicators that it was even worth trading on those days. That I only trade on days that I know for a fact we can win on, and I don't trade on days I don't see enough indicators that
Mm.
would put the money at risk. And so that is really cool. But that also means, man, can you imagine if this is your lifestyle? I'm just thinking in the heads of a day trader, because I am
Yeah.
one. Because I am one now, Scruffy.
No, you're not. You pay someone else to be a day
As
trader for
as a,
you.
as a day trader that have $10,000 on the line, it's really interesting that sometimes you just don't work. Sometimes you don't work, and you just chill out because the market is crazy and shows no indicators of that you can win that day. And look at the trades. I bet you there's day traders out there that literally trade 50 times, 100 times
Yeah.
a day.
That
Um,
is definitely the thing that stood out to me is like the most trades on here is 3 trades in a day,
right?
which, you know, that's it's much more disciplined because when I think of day trading, like I think of people who are constantly watching everything. Because I've had some friends that have gotten into day trading and lost a lot of money doing day trading because they're always chasing the next thing, the next thing. Oh, I made 100%. I got to find a way to make even that much more. It sounds like the person who's doing this is actually very principled, and for trading, that's what you have to do. Like for how our investment strategies work and stuff like that. I had a client recently asking me like, "Oh, we're up 150% on this. Like, when are we going to sell it? When are we going to sell it?" I'm like, "Hold on. Like, there's a reason we're investing the way we do. We're doing things from a principled method. There's not like we're making so much money so we have to sell. Like, we do this on a quarterly basis for a reason." So, that does give me hope. But I do have a stock that to be said.
Oh, you will.
If
You
you
do.
want,
You
if you
do.
want,
You do. I do want.
we were talking about Home Depot, and I actually do like Home Depot like as a stock. They're a
Okay.
pretty solid company.
So
Um,
the window I trade in is the active window. Hold on, I got it. I was like, wait, how do I get to my stock without showing the internet my account?
oh,
That was so
don't do
funny.
that.
I did it. I got it. As you were talking, I was squirming. I'm like, wait, that's my trading window. All right, so I'm logging in now. I'm logging in. Let's look at my monies to make sure I have money to invest. Positions. Please be a number. Oh, sweet. Oh, my. Oh, no. I don't have the money in the account. It says pending. How long does things sit in pending?
Usually, well, it depends. Usually, for at least my client accounts and stuff, it's usually about a day or two.
Ah. Well, what was the stock? As soon as it lands, I'll do it. What is it?
Home Depot,
Home Depot?
HD.
Oh, actually, Home Depot. Really? Consider the time of that commercial. Okay. It's pending. I want to know how long this is gonna take, bruh. Give me my money.
You may be able to make the purchase even if it's still pending, if it was from a sale at least.
No, it wasn't from a sale. I was just throwing more cash in there.
Oh, then
Oh
you
man,
cannot.
I cannot do
Never
it.
mind.
Yeah, I don't even remember when I put it in there, but it hasn't finished. I think I did. Oh man, I can't remember. It says the 19th, but today's the 19th as we're recording this episode. Sorry about that. You'll hear this way later, 3 weeks from now. But oh man, maybe we should bump this up. That's a post edit comment. We might need to because this game is relevant now. It's not gonna be relevant 3 weeks from now.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Okay, well,
Potentially.
another pro editor. AJ, just edit that still part of. Okay, anyways. All right, so that's ended today's episode. Scruffy has saved another $1,000 of my hold money that it doesn't end up in a day trading hell basket that's yet to come. Let's celebrate these moments. Let's celebrate all the green that we see right now, because how long?
It does look pretty nice.
It does look pretty good, right? $10,000 and you make 2,000 in 1 month. How many jobs can you really do that? And you only traded what 14 times? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, literally. Man, my eyeball's good. I eyeball math that. I just literally peeked at
That's
it,
impressive.
and my brain said that's 14. Oh my god, I
You
still
know,
got it.
Romans was talking about the buffs. He has the Asian math buff.
I literally glanced. That's 14, bro. My brain just said that to me. Oh my god, let's go. You gotta take the wins, okay? The screen is green, okay?
Yeah,
Okay, remember the Scruffy. It's green, okay? We won today.
for now.
Okay, we won
For
today.
now.
All right, so let's get back. Let's get back to closing this baby out.
Yeah, this has been good. Do you want to say anything about Reach? I know there was just a pretty big announcement.
Oh yeah, so hey, if you're a Reach creator, we've now created a way for 3 of you to go to college for free. So you just have to be a real, real. It definitely works if you're a U.S. citizen. If you're not a U.S. citizen, you're somewhere in the world, there's gonna be some strings attached, which you'd obviously know those types of things. It's fully remote. It's with Warner University, which is a college here in the state of Florida. But through our partnership with the Warner University, we're offering 3 full ride scholarships every year until you graduate. One of the caveats I had: what happens if it takes them longer? What happens if they have kids or a wife or another job or just, or if they're, whatever, they're just busy. And in fact, we can work it out, but we can only offer it to 3 people. And one of the main things, you have to actually be a Reach creator. So to be a Reach creator, you have to find the server, and one of those is kind of a trick to make sure you're actually one of us. So if you can't figure out how to contact us, that's probably the first step that you can't be a Reach creator. So I'll put the Otis on you. Find out how to contact us. Prove to us you know how the internet works. Just reach out. Only 3 people per year. So we have 3 people because the next semester is in August. So we have 3 people to approve between now and August so that they can get enrolled in this next semester. And then come January next year, we have another 3. So if you really think about it, that's 6 people going to go to college for free thanks to Warner University in collaboration with Reach Conference. So reachconf.org is the website, hint, hint. Reachconf, C-O-N-F.org. Reach, R-E-A-C-H, C-O-N-F.org. Reachconf.org. And find out how to contact us there if you want to go to college for free. Pretty crazy. So
Pretty
just
wild.
just praising
What
God.
a blessing. Because so many people have student loan debt, and that's a really big obstacle in their journey to financial freedom. So, what an amazing opportunity. Definitely, if you're a college student getting ready to go to college soon, you're a content creator, this is the perfect opportunity for you. So, until next time, this has been Dollars, Lifestyle, and Charity, a finance podcast for gamers. Bye.
Bye.